Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at the French Destroyer event that's coming out in 8.6. I wanted to talk about what it's trying to do so that you don't have to waste too much time. Because time is money, and I know there have been plenty of events where wasted time has been all over it. I'm going to try and explain it. Also, just before we do this, let's talk about the Tier 8, 9, and 10 Italian cruisers that they showed off. So the Tier 8, Verona, will have 9 203mm guns on 3 gun turrets, 1, 2, 3. It'll also have a 4 torpedo launcher on its port and starboard side. It has the ability to equip that unique fuel smoke injection that allows it to move probably, it's a 40-second duration, 10-second smoke in the world. So it should allow you to cover significant distance and at full speed. So very appealing. Also, of course, it has the barbershop camo, which we need. Every Italian needs. Zara needs to, that's one of my feedback right now on the CC channel. It's Zara needs the barbershop treatment. But these guys are going to be pretty nimble. They're going to have a long reload on their guns that will do high damage, high alpha, or high alpha, but it won't have high explosive as an option. You will have semi-armor piercing shells or armor piercing. And that's Verona. So from the Tier 7, you've got 8 203mm on 4 gun turrets to the Tier 8, 9 203mm guns on 3 gun turrets. Well, it would stand to reason that the Tier 9 will have a jump in the number of guns. The Torino, this has 12 203mm guns on 4 gun turrets, 1, 2, 3, 4. It also has a 4 torpedo launcher on the port and starboard side. Once again, it's got the barbershop treatment. Unlike the Tier 8, though, it's got the barbershop on the rear, too. And it also looks like it launches aircraft. So does the Tier 8. Though the aircraft launcher is on the back half of the ship. But at the Tier 9 slot, 12 203mm guns is pretty intimidating. Now, you're going to need the maneuverability in order to bring guns to bear, because unlike the Tier 8, 50% of your guns are forward, 50% of your guns are in the rear, so you will have to show your side. That's where you become vulnerable. And that's where you need to use the smoke system that's available on all Italians from Tier 5 to Tier 10, I believe. Use that to get into a successful position so that you can bring all your guns to bear. Now, at Tier 10, we've got Milano. And I don't know, the deal with this. I've read comments, oh, why didn't you go with this? Because this is what they decided to do. I don't know. I'm just going to talk about what I see. And what I see is not 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5 3-gun turrets. This has 15 203mm guns. That is an astronomical amount of guns at Tier 10. That's the same amount of guns as the Mogami has at Tier 8 at 155mm slot versus a 203. So the alpha on this sucker is going to be very, very heavy. Either semi-armor piercing or armor piercing. Don't get blapped out of existence by this sucker. The 3 guns in the forward position, they are kind of awkward, especially 1 and 2. 1 looks like it's just barely in front of this. So I would expect, if you were firing forward, the number 1 gun and the number 3 gun could fire forward, but the number 2 gun cannot. You're going to have slight angle, as my prediction, for the number 2 gun to be operable, just because it's a weird spot for it. It also has a torpedo launcher system. It has a 3 launch, unfortunately. It loses the 4 torpedo launcher, but similar to all the other Italians, your torpedoes are sort of longer range torpedoes than your concealment, but they move slow and you have a low amount of them. So you're just going to try and send at the corners of islands or high traffic zones to get a strike or 2. If you've played the Yoshino, that's a similar play style to what you should expect on a ship like this, or the previous Italians as well. It has the barbershop treatment, doesn't have it on the rear. I do think I spy, here we're just going to zoom in real quick. I do think I spy a aircraft launcher, so at least you have that. But remember, the Italian cruisers, they don't have access to hydro, radar, or defensive AA. I don't know what that means from a gameplay standpoint. Unlike the Tier 9 and the Tier 8, which Tier 8 looks like a ship, and the Tier 9 looks like the exact same version of the Tier 8 ship, just a little bit upgunned. I would guess that this is the prototype, and this is the full release, and then the Tier 10 is made out of nowhere, but the hull line is lower. You know, obviously it arches back up, but the majority of the hull is lower in the water than the Tier 9 and Tier 8, so maybe that works in its favor, but it does look pretty massive. So we'll have to wait and see and play it. These guys have slow reload, so you will be expected to, be seen. You could probably dip out. I'm going to say that it's going to be closer to 12 to 15 second reload. You could probably dip out and hold your fire for another 5 seconds if you'd like, or you could continue firing. It's up to you. But this is not the only reason we're here. I wanted to talk about the French DD event that's coming in 8.6, because I feel like it's not entirely upfront with exactly what the player could benefit from, what action or choice. So, French DDs, early access, 8.6. It's very exciting, of course, if you've seen or played. They have a completely different playstyle as a DD. Their hit points in their hull is sort of spread evenly around so that they absorb more than the average amount that a DD would normally. They have improved protection for incapacitation on their propulsion and their steering, so it'll be knocked out less frequently, which is good for a speed ship and a speed line like this. They do not have smoke generator. You cannot equip smoke generator at all with any French DD. As compensation, you get an engine boost, which is ridiculously powerful. You want to fully embrace this. It's a French trait. Go with it. Starting at Tier 6, every French DD will get main battery reload. Main battery reload consumable allows you to quickly deal with DDs who you might run up against. It's impressive, but if there's no DDs left in the game, you could still use it to farm high explosive fires on the target, or switch to armor piercing, broadside, and just blap them. Starting at Tier 8, you get a flatter trajectory on your ballistics, and your AP shell penetration goes way up. This should allow for a much more aggressive Citadel approach when engaging enemy cruisers from medium range. So that's the general playstyle of these guys. But this is early access in 8.6. You won't actually be able to fully unlock it without having some RNG container until 8.7. 8.7 is when the Tier 2 to Tier 8 will become available, and then in 8.8, the 9 and 10. So they're waiting a very long time to unlock them, but I'm okay with that. Let's get to the actual activity that you can do in 8.6. So, every ship from Tier 5 to 10, whether it's premium or non, can contribute to your income from a Republic token standpoint and or coal. So the way they've worded it, premium ships from Tier 2 all the way to Tier 10 give you some reward. Coal from Tier 2 to Tier 6. From Tier 7 to Tier 10, Republic tokens. Republic tokens allow access to 4 separate bundles. Once you unlock all the bundles, you have the chance or the opportunity to spend 1,000 doubloons at a chance on the Mogador. Now, I'm going to tell you why not to do that in a little bit. Researchable ships, 5 through 10. Same thing, coal from 5 to 6, Republic tokens from 7 to 10. Now, unlike the Soviet Battleship line, this is sort of similar to the Christmas Snowflake event. You will get a symbol of France on every single ship in your inventory, regardless of whether it's French or not, and the first game you win in this ship after 8.6 comes out will contribute either Republic tokens or coal. It'll disappear from your carousel. That is symbolizing that you've already earned it. Now, once you've unlocked 1,400 of these Republic tokens, you will be able to purchase all 4 of the bundles. Now, I'm going all the way down to these bundles because I want you to see them. These bundles offer you coal credits, camouflage, and doubloons. It's completely random, I believe, what the reward is. Will offer sequentially available set of bundles exchange for tokens. Oh, okay, so it looks like this is the full reward. It's not a random chance, so you will get 5,000 coal. So a total of 20,000 coal, 8 million credits, a total of 1,000 doubloons, and then a collection of camouflages. And this is a grand total of 1,400 Republic tokens. Those Republic tokens are from the Symbols of France that is activated in 8.6, as I explained. There's also going to be an event directives, just as the other event directives. It's going to be slow rolled. You're going to have, 2 or 3 weeks in between. You'll have to fulfill some objectives. You'll have a random chance at some box or whatever from it. Once you complete all 4 directives, the reward ship Sirocco is available. And that will not be completable until sometime in August, I believe, when it moves to the 4th stage of the directive. Now, my opinion on Sirocco, it's okay. It's not as good as the mainline French, at least what I've played, because it lacks the same sort of punch power torpedo-wise. It doesn't have quite the concealment to torpedo range ratio. And on top of that, it's okay. It's a tier 5. I would much rather have a much higher tier, but I understand. It's a free ship for just completing 4 simple directives. That's not too bad. So the shipment from the destroyers, it'll start July 26th. It'll go through the 9th. You've got 4 days where you don't have to collect, and you can still collect them all. So the event will have unique containers. French DD containers, which has a chance to reward the tier 5, 6, 7, or 8. Now, the premium container gives you a higher drop chance, and it will be a combat mission this time, not the ship directly. You will have to unlock the ship after unlocking the combat mission. It's been my experience that you could unlock 200 of them and not have every single one unlocked. So don't get baited in. If you get a couple, that's great. Don't try to make this into something where you're spending too much money. That's my best tip to you, because you can absolutely dump a ton of money into this for honestly not the kind of reward you want. Outside of unlocking the ships early, the reward isn't that great when you consider there's a lot of resources that we're sitting on, especially a person like me. But absolutely, if you get like 5 or 10 of those containers, either randomly unlocked through the directives or, I don't know, someone's nice, take them up on that offer, get 1 or 2, and then get your first win of the day. Every single day, and then you can instantly unlock the next highest tier. Also, you can generate enough free XP that it doesn't really matter. This is the camo that's going live with the French DD event. It's blue. Cool. Whatever. Nothing too crazy. If you have obtained any one of these ships, you can complete a one-time combat mission for each of the ships to earn 15,000 XP and 250 Republic tokens as a reward. This is a similar mission, will be available for completion with the premium ship, the Bayard. So you probably don't remember the Bayard or where it is. This is the light cruiser with main battery reload for the French cruiser line. It's really exciting, and of course it was going to coincide with some French event, which it is. So the bundles. This is the 1,400 Republic tokens that you earned with the Symbols of France, similar to the Snowflake. Now, once you've unlocked all of these, then you have purchased the right to spend 1,000 doubloons for a random chance to unlock the Mogador. And I'm going to say I wouldn't do this, because 1,000 doubloons for a random chance at the Mogador seems insane. Doesn't it? It seems insane. It's the tier 9, and yes, I know it's the tier 9, but it's the tier 9. Like, if you unlocked maybe the tier 5, 6, 7, or 8, wouldn't that suffice? Get a first one of the day? Really, the only unique trait here is the tier 9 premium camo, which is the blue with a little bit of ribbon Here, we'll show you. This is basically what you could unlock for the Mogador. And yes, it looks beautiful, but it's not the be-all, end-all, right? It's not going to change the game. I would highly discourage you from spending too much doubloons in the random chance of getting the Mogador plus the premium camo. I would just try and grind out some free XP so I could unlock the Mogador as soon as possible. That's what I would do, but you're free to do whatever you'd like. And this does not become available until you've done all the symbols of France. You've earned 1,400 to buy all of the bundles, which will be in the French DD tab of the armory. And then once you've done that, you have the ability to buy with your symbols of France those premium camos for the Jaguar, the Vaquelin, you know, the tier 6, the tier 8. Is there any other? Nope, there's not. I just ruined that. So yeah, I would highly discourage you from spending too many doubloons on a random chance getting the Mogador. For a premium camo, it's a tier 9 premium camo. It's cool, but it's not that cool. What else is there? Exchange, special dragons. Over in the cursor bundle description. You'll be able to see how much bundles you've already received. Having collected all the bundles, you're guaranteed to have obtained all the available rewards. Okay. So, yeah, cool. Republic tokens will be obtained only in 8.6. There's no point in trying to unlock them in 8.7 because you can't. So get as much as you can in 8.6. The things you have to buy, 1,400 of the bundles, and then another, what is this total? 550, 1,000. This is 600, so 1,600. So a grand total of 3,000 Republic tokens will get you 4 of the bundles and the 4 premium camos. I would encourage players to try and go towards that rather than spending 1,000 doubloons on a random chance of Mogador. Permanent camo, obviously, you see how it goes. So, this is my, trying to help you, give you tips. Best way to do this, get a random ship from a mission. One of the containers, you'll probably average 1 ship, every single person. Unlock that ship, play the first one of the day, get enough XP so you can clear the next tier. And if you're one of the unfortunate players that doesn't get a 7, 8, 9 or any other of those, and you're trying desperately, I would just say it's okay. Because you don't want to invest too much waste of money. And I wish I could say, oh yeah, this bundle, it's great, it's wonderful, but you've literally already just unlocked 8 million credits and 20,000 coal and 1,000 doubloons. You're not going to get that kind of return. You're just not. And if you do get the Mogador and the premium camo, that's great for you. But I would not expect that to happen. There have been players who have tested on the public test server, and they averaged 30 of these containers before getting the Mogador. That's a lot. Even if, best case scenario, you get it in the first 5, that's 5,000 doubloons. That's a tier 10 premium camo that you could purchase. And it's only getting early access to the Mogador and a unique premium camo. It doesn't fly for me. It's not worth it, and there are better ways to spend your time, in my opinion. So I hope this was helpful for all of you guys. I know there might be questions, confusions on how this works, but in 8.6, play the first game in whichever ship, earn your symbol of France, unlock the 4 bundles, and then take those symbols of France and use Republic tokens, and then use them on the 4 premium camos that are available. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of my content, you can click the most recent and the most relevant uploads. You can also choose to subscribe to my channel. We do daily World of Warship videos, first impression, how-to, news, and review related. My North American recruiter friend is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.